You know who he is. This is Hey Bray J Today.
Hey Bray J, hey Bray J, hey Bray J today. Hey Bray J, hey Bray J, hey today with Bray J. Hey Bray J, hey Bray J, hey Bray J today. Hey Bray J, hey Bray J, hey today with Bray J.
Hey, Bray J here. Welcome to our new edition of Hey Bray J Today, a part of Season 2. So excited to be here at McNeese State University. We're talking with our friends, the creators of Involve You. You can call it the new Facebook, if you will. Its main purpose, serving McNeese State University students. We're going to find out more from all of our guests. Of course, we're thankful to have our friend Aaron Myers. We have Chris Darbrone and Garrett Benoit. So excited to have you guys. And of course, our friend Taylor Vinisset, correctly? Did I say it right?
Correct.
Okay, he's unable to be here with us, had a prior obligation. So I'm so excited to be talking with you guys. When I first heard about this app, I literally started getting super excited, and I think Aaron was like, "Okay, can you, calm down just a bit?" It's so cool to see when creatives are in Lake Charles and actually get to do what they love. And this started from something that I think many would agree. If you've been a student on campus, you do want to be involved. But at some point, between juggling school and maybe work and personal life, it's like, how do I keep up with everything going on? And so you guys have come up with a simplified way for people to know what's going on, but also hopefully enticing them to, get involved and stay involved. So I want to start off by asking you this question, Aaron. What was McNeese's response when you told them, hey, we're working on this project, we've come up with this application? What was their response to you?
Well, I'll say that the first big response, when I first came up with the idea, I talked to my advisor, Ketchup Nicholas. He's over all students, and at first he was just he looked at me, he's just kind of threw it off. He's not thinking something that would happen until I told him, I was like, hey, I got some people lined up that we're gonna make this happen, and him glowing, saying oh, this might actually be a really big thing and stuff. That was already a big motivation for me to keep on going with it. And then once we started spreading the word out that there was an app that would promote all these events, people one by one were saying man, I don't know how that's not out so far. So hopefully that momentum keeps on pushing, and when we do a big old push soon, we'll blow up.
Now, of course, what's so exciting about this, when you think about the Facebooks of the world, they started off primary purpose serving the student body. And if you think about it now, Facebook is really something that many of all ages depend on, to keep in touch with friends and relatives, but also from the aspect of getting a lot of the information, what's going on in our community. And so who knows where this app will lead. And of course, here in Lake Charles specifically, many in the community, from our mayors to our other public leaders, many of them say, how do we tap into McNeese State University? What's going on there? And so we have hopes that this is going to help connect McNeese State University, particularly the student body, but also the organizations and the leadership here with the rest of our Lake Erie community. So if you can, Aaron, kind of give me an idea, backtracking, give us a timeline of how this all started and what brought this about.
Well, Brandon, like I said, I was involved, president of 4 different organizations, and I explained to everybody, I was with a budget of just $200 for a year to $200,000, and we equally, in all of these organizations, had a really hard time, just spreading the word that we have events going on. I know from KA to some of our philanthropy events that we do in the New Ranch to all the way down to Student Life Coalition, where we threw a big old $40,000 crawfish boil. We had an attendance of 460 plus students, I want to say. And you may think it's a lot, but with the assessment that only $16 per student, combined with the big old budget that we have for the crawfish bowl, that's $60 per student. And then we still had really bad responses of hey, I didn't find out that it was a crawfish bowl, or I didn't know, I wish I'd have known. Where's my money going to if I can't hear about it? But the biggest problem is, the best tool, like you said, Facebook. It only reaches out to the people that It don't really branch off to people that you don't know or that you haven't seen, or somebody from Minnesota comes down to Louisiana and obviously he's not going to know you unless he's a relative. So with this app, as long as we can spread the word of downloading the app, everybody's gonna be on the same page. And then from a click of a button, your event gets broadcast to the whole university and everybody has it. So that's the biggest motivation on that.
And so when you approach your friends with your concept, kind of give me an idea of the concept, how that part came about. What made you realize I'm going to an app?
Well, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of fun. I kind of joke on sometimes. Like, I'll be saying, hey, have you heard about this event? And then like, no, I had no idea. I was like, well, man, if you download the app, you might be able to know about it, So it is a little fun thing. And just the fact that it's just on a click of a button of an app and it's so simplistic. You don't have to look online. You have to go, like, even if you want to go to Facebook, you actually have to, like, type and search certain organizations to see. But to have just a simple button that you can see everything going on, that just makes life easier as it is right there,
So tell us what it was like working with your friends on this. It's not too often you get to develop a business where your friends are integral part of what you're doing.
Well, I didn't know Chris at the beginning. I knew Garrett. We were in the same fraternity, and like I joke with him all the time. I was blowing his phone up at like 3 a.m. one night. I was trying to study about this idea I thought of. Obviously, he didn't answer the phone. He was sleeping. So he called me back the next day, like already aggravated. He's like, "What on earth do you want?" Told him about the idea. I was like, "Hey, like, do you know how to program an app? Like, do you know anything about that or anybody that could do that?" And he was like, "Yeah, I've been kind of feeling around a little bit." And he brought in Chris and Taylor, and then you want to go through that story with them.
Yeah. So, as Aaron said, whenever he called me that night, checked my phone, realized it was him, kept calling me, so I just went ahead and put it off. And whenever I woke up the next day, I went ahead and I called him and I asked him what his big idea was. And he explained it to me, and I thought it was a good idea because McNeese doesn't have that. And if I had that coming in as a freshman, I think I would have started doing a lot more stuff around campus, just because it would be so much easier for me to find out about the things. And so we started collaborating and coming up with ideas of not just events on campus, but what else can we add to it, make it more of a complete package, not something that you just open up and you just what's going on today, but like a whole ecosystem of stuff. And so as we went to the pitch competition, that was whenever I was taking a business class with Dr. Stevens, and he recommended us do the pitch competition. So me and Aaron started talking, we got a business plan together, and we got first place in the competition. And so that's how we kind of knew that we had a good idea. And so over time, we ended up talking with the university. I forget exactly when that was, but we were talking with the university. We ended up talking to President Williams, finally getting in and talking to him, and he really liked the idea, and he wanted to help us in any way that he could. And we told him that we didn't need money, we needed just assistance, just actually getting us a place to work at and a place to collaborate. That's whenever he recommended us to go over to the Seed Center, and we moved in there. And as I started working on it, that's whenever I talked to Chris and Taylor, and because I knew I was going to need help with this, and it's always better working with people that you know. And I recruited them, and they began working on some of it, and we all collaborated together, and we were, the rest from there.
Now tell me this, when it comes to these pitch competitions, of course, many businesses across the country will always say, for the rest of time, that it was because of those opportunities that they were able to find the investors, that they were able to get that confidence in their product or their service. What was that process like for you guys, being in a pitch competition?
Nerve-wracking at first, I think a lot of it is. Man, I remember we practiced like day and night. Like Garrett had a good platform, we had a good PowerPoint. We reviewed it. We went with some of our friends, and then we got there, and they was like, "Yeah, you got 6 minutes." And when he said that, I was scared. I was gonna go under or over. Like I didn't really know exactly. When we practiced it, I still just had it in the back of my head. Like if I talk too fast or if I just go on too much with it. And so we were lucky enough to be like the last one in our group. We were able to see what the other ones were doing before we went up there. And the first one, he kind of got roasted, so then I was like, oh man, like this thing's gonna be good. They're gonna be really
during
good
the feedback portion.
Yeah, the feedback portion, or the questioning portion, I should say.
Uh-huh.
And they were like, how on earth do you think you can make money? And then the second one came up, and it was pretty he had his stuff together. So I was like, all right, well they didn't really bite his head off as much, so I think that's the kind of competition. But whenever, me and Garrett just went through the whole motions of all the practicing we did, and then the questions we had, we answered them just like to a T. And there was like no buying heads off. There was more of like, give me more. Like, I want to know more about this. Like, that was really encouraging. And then also we had to wait like 3 hours for like the results came back. They had Raising Cane, so they helped out.
Of course.
Yeah, that was very. That was
I mean, think about it. I think people forget the story today. The guy whose professor told him no one's going to go to a place that just serves chicken tenders, and everybody depends on Raising Cane's. So, yeah, you're in good company. It was kind of like a nod from Todd Graves himself, like, exactly. I got you. And so tell us how your other guys came into play. Of course, the war of the Android world and the Apple world.
Right.
How do you help meet both demands?
Oh, well, we joke about that quite a bit.
We definitely have kind of a running joke in the office, which one's better, back and forth. But honestly, I've been super lucky to be a part of this team. And so, honestly, I'm pretty much the poster boy for this issue, is that I wasn't as involved on campus when I was here. I did want to be a part of the Greek life stuff, and that's pretty much the only thing that I heard about because they've got the best advertising. And so, but if I'd heard about some of the smaller organizations on campus, I definitely would have wanted to be a part of that. And so when I heard about this app, I met Garrett through a mutual friend, and I immediately was excited about it because growing up, I've always loved technology. I've always wanted to own my own business and run it, and so this has been a dream come true for me, and I've been extremely lucky to be a part of the team. And so ever since we came on and got into the Seed Center, it's just been hitting it and putting our all into it, and it's been a great experience for all of us, a great learning experience. And so, building the Android side has been a lot of fun, but it definitely, gets to we have a lot of joking back and forth between the iOS and Android.
And actually, so actually, and I'm sure Chris can agree too, putting together an app that that people are actually going to be using, it's intimidating because we're students. We studying computer science over here at McNeese, and we haven't had actual, people actually using a product that we make. And so actually making sure we get it right the first time it's been a very big learning experience.
Especially working in a team the way we are, especially because we're so small. Everybody has their own ideas, and the way you implement something in Android versus iOS is so different that it's been, a big team growing experience trying to get our first version of the app out and have it be similar in both of them, but still have, the features that are specific to that platform. So it's been a great team growing experience as well.
That's amazing. Of course, Involve You available. Tell them how they can download it.
Download in the App Store or Google Play. One says the word for it. Easy to download. Like I said, click a button, log yourself in, and you see everything that's going on with McNeese. We have a meeting with Nick Hunterberry coming shortly, getting Lake Charles involved as well. So, download the app.
If you're an organization leader, definitely let us know and we'll get you on ASAP.